So in the last lecture, we have calculated the bending moment. We are going through the problem of dog-legged staircase. Okay. So we have calculated the bending moment. Then we have calculated the steel, and now main steel we have calculated. So please give me the answers. What was the bending moment we have calculated? Bending moment we have calculated. What was that value of the bending moment? In the last lecture we have calculated this. See, I have not all the answers of this numerical. This is the unsolved problem. So we have calculated the bending moment. Let me know the value 77.88. Okay. So this was the bending moment which we have calculated 77.88 kilonewton meter. Okay. Then let me know the steel. We have used 10 diameter bars. About what was the spacing? 72.88. Okay. What was the spacing? 10 diameter bars about main steel. We have calculated the spacing of the bar also. What was that? That value 10 bars about. What was the spacing of the bar? We have calculated the number of bars. After that we have calculated the spacing. 65. Okay. 65 center to center. This was our main steel. This is main steel bars. Okay. And then top extra bars which we will lay down at the top. We should do the double of this spacing, 65 into 2 130. These are the top extra bars. Top extra bars. Okay. So this was the reinforcement. Now the next is the distribution steel. This is main steel. Now we are going to calculate distribution steel. So distribution steel for Fe415, it is 0.12% of gross area of gross area. Okay. So ASTD, area of steel, distribution steel. So ASTD, which is equal to 0.12%. So divided by 100, multiply by gross area. Gross area means B, which is width, and D, overall depth. So let me know the values. 0.12 divided by 100. Width we have assumed 1 meter width, so 1000 into what was our overall depth? Capital D. Effective depth, I think it is 205. So what was our overall depth? Let me know the value of overall depth. We have calculated the depth. See, unless and until you give me the answer, how we can proceed further, and why so much time is required? It is there in your notebook. Last lecture we have calculated that yesterday. Let me know the overall depth. Value of overall depth, capital D. 225. Okay. So 225. Now solve this and let me know the answer. 0.12 by 100 into 1000 into 225. 270. Okay. So the answer is 270. Okay, 270. So here we will assume for distribution steel 8 diameter bars. Okay. So assume 8 diameter bars. So if we take 8 diameter bars, we can calculate the number of bars now. So the number of bars. How do we calculate number of bars? So it is total area of steel. It is 270 divided by area of single bar. Single bar is 5 by 4 into 8 square. 8 is the diameter. So let me know the answer. 5.37. Okay. So it is 5.37, which is nearly equal to 6 numbers. Okay. So 6 number of bars are there. So what we are going to provide? We are going to provide 6 bars of 8 diameter. That we are going to provide. So calculate the AST actual steel which we are going to provide. So AST distribution, ASTD provided, ASTD provided, which is equal to, we are going to provide 6 bars. Okay, we are going to provide 6 bars, each of diameter 8. Let me know the answer. 6 into pi by 4 into 8 square. What is the answer? 301.59. Okay. So the answer is 301.59 square. So this is the answer. This we are going to provide. So now calculate the spacing of the bars. Okay, spacing S is equal to. How do we calculate the spacing? It is area of single bar divided by area of steel provided, 301 that we have provided, into width 1000. What is the answer? 166.50. Okay, so 166.50 mm. So we round this value to 165 mm center to center. Okay, so finally we will write here our statement. Provide 8 dia bars about 165 mm center to center. Okay, So this is our distribution steel. And what was our main steel? Main steel is this. 10 mm diameter bar, about 65 mm center to center is the main steel. Then 10 mm, about 130 mm is the top extra bars. And the distribution steel is 8 mm, about 165 mm center to center. Now we will draw the reinforcement details. So we will draw the diagram to show the reinforcement details. Okay, so this space is not sufficient. We will take on next page. So here, so first draw the staircase. You also draw the diagram with me. Okay, so this is the staircase. Okay, this is the sectional view which we are looking. So now see the main steel. Okay, so now see carefully how I am going to place the main steel. So with the red ink I will show the main steel. Now see the main steel bars, those are provided like this. It comes from this side. Okay, it is like this. Then it will move in this direction. After that its alignment is parallel to the alignment of the slab and it will move up like this. And then again it is anchored at the end. It is extended. The distance was up to the clear cover. And now it will move down like this. So this is your main steel bar. This is your main steel bar. This is the reinforcement sketch or sketch of your main steel. This is the 10 mm bar which is 65 mm center to center. Okay, this is your 10 mm bar which is 65 mm center to center. This is your main steel. Okay, now along with the main steel, top extra bars are also required. So the top extra bar which is provided at the top, I will show the top extra bar with green. Okay, so at the top it is shown like this. This is your top extra bar which will be like this, and then it will move down little bit. The length to which it will move down, it is the development length. Okay, so with the green ink whatever I have shown, this is your top extra bar. Similarly this bar is there at the bottom also, and here this bar is anchored like this. Okay, at the top, and now at the bottom it will be this is the position. Okay, so this is your top extra bar. Now what is remaining? Now the remaining thing is distribution steel. Okay, so with the blue I will show the distribution steel. So the distribution steel is provided like this here. these are the bars which are the distribution steel. You also draw the similar diagram. So the spacing of distribution steel is 165 mm. Here this is the not up to the scale, diagram is not up to the scale. So randomly I am showing here the distribution steel bars. Okay. So now we will give name to them. Okay, so these are 8 mm bars, 8 mm bars about 165 mm center to center. Okay. Then this red one, this bar, this is 10 mm bar about spacing is I think 65 mm center to center. Then this green, it is top extra bar. Okay. So it is top extra bar. So I will write over here from this side. This is the top extra bar, and this is again 10 mm about 10 mm diameter about 130 mm center to center. Now this length is nothing but the development length. Okay, this length up. So this is your development length. So how do we calculate the development length? The development length, it can be calculated as development length LD. You have learned in DCS1 how to calculate the development length. Okay, you know that how to calculate it. So the development length LD, it is equal to phi sigma s upon 4 tau BD, which is equal to phi is the diameter, which is 10, sigma s is 0.87 into fy is 415 divided by 4 as it is, tau bd is 1.2 into the reinforcement is provided on tension side, so it should be increased by 60% into 1.6. So solve this, so we will get the value of development length. What is the development length? 470. Okay, so this is equal to 470 mm. So this length whatever shown over here, this is 470 mm. This is also 470 mm. Okay, you can give the name to this. This is your reinforcement details. This is the reinforcement details. Okay, so this is the reinforcement which is in the west slab, which is shown over here. Okay, so anybody is having any doubt in the reinforcement details? Okay. Is it clear to all of you? So yesterday we have started the problem of dog-legged staircase. It is over now. Is there anybody who is having any problem in design of this dog-legged staircase? If no problem is there, then we will move to the next type. This is the only one variety of the problem which will be asked in the examination. This is the type. There is no variety over here. Only this type of problem will be asked in the examination. Okay. Formula for weight of steps. See the weight, if you see, if I draw a single step, then the step will be like this. Step will be like this. Okay. And on that side it will move in this way. Okay. This way it will move. So the step is like this. And that side also the thing is there. So now what we do, see, this is your riser, this is straight, and this is, if this angle is 90 degree, if this angle is 90 degree, this will become your hypotenuse, and it is under root r square plus t square. Okay, I hope now up to this point there is not any difficulty. Okay, now how to calculate the weight? Okay, so see, in UDL, in conversion of UVL also, while taking the force, weight is nothing but the force. What you do, if these types of shapes are there, you calculate the area of that. Okay, you calculate the area of that to get the magnitude of the force. You always calculate the area of. Okay, so now if I calculate the area of this triangle, okay, if I calculate the area of this triangle, what is the formula? It is half into base into height. So what is the base? This is the base. Base is t into height. Height is what? Height is r. Okay, so we have got the formula half into t into r. Okay, half into t into r. And then what we do? We multiply this by density. Okay, we have to multiply by the density of RCC. Then only we will get this weight. Okay, but this weight is in kilonewton. Okay, we always consider the weight for per meter length or per meter run. Okay, for per meter length or per meter run. So per meter length means what? We consider this is the length of the steps. Okay, this is the length of the step. I will use the another color. This is the length of the step. This straight is nothing but length of single step. This is nothing but the width. This we always assume as 1 meter. This we assume as 1 meter. Okay, and this is the height. Okay, so to calculate the weight per meter, what we do? We have to divide this by length of step. We have to divide this by length of step. So it is half into t into r into 25. It's okay, it is there, but it is in kilonewton and we want it per meter. Per meter means we have to divide by the length, and what is the length? Length is this t. So if you divide it by t, this t will get cancelled, and what will be the formula? It is r by 2 into 25. This will remain as it is, or half into r into 25. It will remain as it is. Okay, so in this way the weight of step, each step is calculated. Okay, so the weight of step is calculated in this way. Okay, any other doubt? If the doubt is there, then you can ask me. If the doubt is not there, then we will move to the design of open well staircase. We will take that type of problem. In open well staircase also, there is only one variety of the problem. There are not more varieties here. And rule number 61, you have keep the message to direct. Instead of direct, you should send the message to everyone. So let the everybody will read the message and they will also know what is going on in the lecture. Don't message me directly, keep that option everyone. Okay, so all can read the message. Any doubt, any difficulty? See, right from the start I will tell you what we have done. We have read the problem. After that we have decided assume a riser, then trade, then we calculate the number of risers, number of trades, then we have calculated the depth, okay, then effective length, depth. After depth and effective length calculation, we have calculate the load. Once we know the load, in the case of dog-legged staircase, the maximum bending moment is WL square by 8. Remember this. So we calculate the bending moment by using the formula WL square by 8. After the calculation of the bending moment, we calculate the steel. How do we calculate the steel? You know the formula, that big formula which we always use to calculate the AST. By using that formula, we have calculated the steel. After the steel calculation, we have calculated the number of bars. After that, spacing, and we got our main reinforcement. Okay. Once you calculate this main reinforcement, 10 mm bars about 65 mm center to center, we just double the spacing, that is 10 mm bars about 130 mm center to center. Those are our top extra bars, okay, which will come at the top of the staircase. And then after all this, we go for distribution steel. For distribution steel, if mild steel is there, then it is the 0.15% of gross area. If you use tor steel, then it is 0.12% of gross area, the distribution steel. So we have calculated the distribution steel. Then again we have assumed the bar diameter as 8 mm for distribution steel. We have calculated the number of bars and also the spacing. And after that, the development length for the top extra bars, that also we have calculated, 5 sigma s upon 4 tau bd. This formula is also, you are familiar with this formula. So now at the last, at the end, what we have done, we have drawn the reinforcement detail. This is the sectional view, okay, it is the sectional view, sectional elevation. So that we have drawn, and in that we have shown the position of the bars, how the main steel is placed, how the top extra bars are placed, and how the distribution steel is placed. Okay, so this is the overall numerical for the dog-legged staircase. It is very easy and simple. Okay, so now shall we move to the open well staircase, next type of problem. Hmm? Yes, no, any doubt? So there is only one variety for the dog-legged staircase which we have covered right now. This is the steps to design the dog-legged staircase. I think it is not so much difficult. That is why I am asking you that for your unit number 1, in the syllabus of unit number 1, there are only two designs. First is the dog-legged staircase, second is the design of open well staircase. Now the design of dog-legged staircase is over. Okay, if you don't have any further doubts, then we will move to the open well staircase. So let me know, shall we move it, or still you are having doubts? Yes, no, you can put anything in that chat box, so that I will come to know that. Have you understood the things? Is it okay? Okay, sectional elevation, one more time the sectional elevation. So reinforcement details, are you asking? Roll number 56. Okay, so now see here, see this is your approach. Okay, this is the landing, and then this is, here the steps will be there, here the steps will be provided, and then you reach to the mid landing. This is the one flight I have shown. Similar design will be provided to the second flight. Okay, this is the dog legged staircase. So dog legged staircase contains two flight. Okay, whatever the design is there for the first flight, same design we are going to provide for the second flight. So there is no need to draw the reinforcement details of two flights. Okay, if you drawn it for the single flight, then it is understood that same design will be there for the second flight. Okay, so now see here, here is the, this is the your sectional elevation. Now the main steel, how the main steel goes. So main steel, where we provide the main steel? Main steel is generally provided where there is the bending moment, where there is the chances of bending moment. Okay, so to resist that bending moment, we provide the heavy steel, that is called as the main steel. So now see, load is coming from this side on that staircase. Okay, so it will try to bend in this direction. So our main steel bar should be at the bottom here. It should be at the bottom. Okay, so now this bar which is starts from here, this is the alignment of the bar. This is in the landing. Okay, and it is anchored over here. And what is this distance? This is the clear cover distance which we have taken 15 mm. So from this end, if you left the 15 mm, then the alignment of this bar starts. Okay, it will bend as the staircase slab starts, and it will move in this direction. Okay, and from here it will not bend like this. Okay, it will move up, and then it will move straight, and it is anchored over here. This is your main steel bar. This is your main steel bar. Okay, यहाँ से अभी और 65 mm दिस साइड अगर आप जाओगे तो उधर भी वैसे अलाइनमेंट रहेगी. So this staircase will be, if you see, if I try to draw the 3D, it will be like this. No, ये लैंडिंग ऐसे होगा. Okay, in this way it will be. There is no space. Still I will try to draw. So it will be like this. So ये फ्लाइट ऐसे रहेगी. So यहाँ से it will be like this. अभी ये, this diagram is not proper, but it will be like this. Now this bar is over here. So from at a distance of 65 mm from this point, see, at a distance of 65 mm इधर से यहाँ तक, at a distance of again 65 mm, what is the spacing? 65 mm. ये जो मेन स्टील बार है, it is 65 mm. सेम अलाइनमेंट का बार यहाँ से यहाँ जाएगा. Okay, so same bar, it will start from here and it will move down in the staircase. Here the steps will be there. Here the steps will be there. Okay, this is your landing. Here also your approach. Okay, and if you see from in the plan, you will see the distribution steel bars, and these distribution steel bars which are seen in the dot here, it will move in this direction. This is the direction of distribution steel. Distribution steel is provided like this. Okay, everywhere distribution steel will be, यहाँ से भी ये direction रहेगी distribution steel की. This is the distribution steel. Here it is the distribution steel. Okay, I am not drawing for each and every bar. Here the distribution steel, and your main steel bar will come from this side again. Okay, it will come like this, and then it will move down. Okay, like this from this bar, and then again it will move further like this. So this is your main steel bar which I have drawn with the red ink right now. Are you understood now? This is plan and sectional elevation, both I am trying to show you so that it will get clear to you. And what is the spacing between this your distribution steel? So if I tell you the spacing, this spacing, this spacing is, this is 165 mm. This spacing is 165 mm. Okay, so in this way the alignment is there. So if you see in the sectional elevation, this is the bar which will move in this direction. Okay, this is the alignment of the bar. Then these are the distribution steels which are provided at a spacing of 165 mm, and these are your top extra bars. These are the alternate bars. Okay, so if here the top extra bar is provided, then at a distance of 65 mm there is only main bar will be there. There will not be any top extra bar. Again, when you go for a distance of 65 mm, then there will be the main steel as well as top extra bar will be provided, because the spacing of top extra bar is double to that of this main steel. Okay, so after one alternate bars is provided for this top extra. ह्याचा है डबल है स्पेसिंग, स्पेसिंग क्या है ट्वाइस है. ओके, सो जब आप दो मेन स्टील डालोगे तब एक आपका टॉप एक्स्ट्रा बार आएगा. ओके, so in this way the reinforcement is there. Is it clear, or still you are having some doubt? You can ask me the specific doubt if still you are having the doubt. Anything else you want to ask? See, less than 1 minute is remaining. This diagram, then it will not be there. Okay, no problem. Okay, so I will just come to the main diagram. Okay, this is the diagram. Yeah. So now I hope everything is clear. Staircase. So we will take directly the numerical. Who is there? Akshay Shinde, mute your mic. Okay. So, so now moving further, design of open well staircase. So we will directly take the problem, and then through that problem we will learn how to design this. Okay, so for the open well staircase, generally in the examination they will give you the diagram, how the arrangement of stair is. Okay, and by seeing that diagram we have to determine what should be the depth of the staircase, what will be the number of risers, number of treads, and the reinforcement details. So I will write the numerical first, then we will solve it. So the arrangement of the staircase provided for office building is shown in is shown in figure. Figure is given to you. Design the staircase. Design the staircase. Full stop. The staircase has full bearing of masonry walls. Full bearing. Bearing means here you can take this word as a support. Okay, full bearing means full support means it is supported from all four sides. That is the meaning of masonry walls. use use M20 concrete and and Tor steel reinforcement. Use M20 concrete and Tor steel reinforcement. So this is the problem. So they have said us to see refer the figure. Now I will draw the diagram. Okay. This is the diagram. Okay. And the wall is there, thick wall. That wall we will draw near this. This is the wall. Okay, so this is the wall. And now, so here the steps are there. This is the diagram. This diagram is already given to you. There are 3 flights in this open well staircase, and it is supported by the wall at all the sides. Okay. So on this side, I will show this wall with the dotted line. Okay, here also the wall support is there. Okay. So now this is the staircase which is given. You can see, if you say that you are going up from this side, then you will move, climb some steps, then there will be landing. This is your landing number 1. Then again you climb up and reach to landing number 2. Then again you climb some steps and then you reach to first floor. Then you reach to first floor. Okay. So this is your open well staircase. Here the landing 1 is there. This is the landing 2 is there. Okay. Now we have to design this open well staircase, and the some dimensions are already given to you. Those dimensions I will write over here. So this distance, this is given as, this is 1.5 meter. This is already given in the diagram. So from this point up to here, this is also 1.5 meter. Then for this support, here the wall is there. Here it is the wall support. This distance is, this is 400 mm. This is 400 mm. Then again on this side, it is 1.5 meter. Okay. Then here this is again 400 wall support, 400 mm. Okay. On this side also, this distance, it is given as this landing, it is 1.5 meter, 1.5 meter. Okay. And from this point, when the stair ends to the starting point up to this, it is 2 meter. And again for this wall, it is again 400 mm. Okay, so the wall thickness is constant 400 mm. So this is the given diagram. Now we need to design this staircase. So before designing this, what I will do, I will give the names first. So let this is A, then this is B, then C and D. Okay. When I say flight AB means this. Flight CD means this. And flight BC means this, horizontal. If you observe carefully in this diagram, you will come to know that whatever is the design of AB and whatever is the load coming on AB, same is for CD. Same is for CD. AB and CD are identical. Okay. So in between these two flights, AB and CD, we are going to design either AB or CD, and same design will provide to the another flight. This is the first thing. Second thing is this BC. So the design of BC is different than the design of AB. Okay. So the design of AB and CD will be same and BC will be different. Okay. This is the given diagram. Now we will see nothing is given to us. Only the distances are given there, and the M20 and Tor steel they have said. So Tor steel means either you can use Fe415 or Fe500. Choice is yours. Okay, M20 grade of concrete is already given to us. So and they specifically mention you which type of building they are going to design. They are going to design the office building. Office building means it is a commercial building. It is not residential. Okay, so accordingly we need to take the loads. So moving further. Here first of all we will assume our riser and trade. So assume a riser R is equal to 150 mm. Okay, and trade T is equal to, it is office building, so 150 250 we are going to take over here. Okay, then we have to calculate the number of flights, then effective length. So first of all we will think about this AB. We will think about this AB. Okay, so now what is the effective length of AB? Now what is the effective length of AB? If I want to calculate the effective length of the AB, then what distance I should measure? Here. Hmm. This is from center of this, okay, from the center of this wall to the center of this wall which is below. Okay, so this is your effective length, this distance. This is nothing but your effective length, well effective. For what? For AB. Okay, well effective for AB. Here I don't have a space. You can understand now this is for AB. The same will be there for CD. Now how do we calculate this L effective? Now see it is oral calculation. This is 400, 3.9. Okay. So this is 400. So 400 mm is 0.4 meter. So this is 0.2 meter. So zero point 0.2 plus this is 1.5. So it is 1.7. 1.7 plus up to this point it is 2. So 1.7 plus 2 it is 3.7. 3.7, then again this wall is there which is having zero point 0.4 meter thickness. 400 mm means zero point 0.4. So zero point 0.4, then again we have to go to the center. So half of that. So zero point 0.2. So 3.7 plus zero point 0.2 it is 3.9. Okay. So I will write over here effective length of flight AB. Effective length of flight AB, which is equal to 0.2 plus 2 plus 1.5 plus 0.2, which is equal to 3.9 meter. Okay, this is 3.9 meter, which is nothing but 3900 mm. This is the effective length. Okay. So now number of threads. Number of threads. So what is the number of threads? Number of risers and number of threads we want to calculate. So if I calculate the number of threads in flight AB. So how do I calculate the number of threads in flight AB? What is the length of flight AB? See, threads कुठपर्यंत आहेत बघा इथून from this point up to this point the threads are there. What is this length? It is 2 meter. What is this length? It is 2 meter. इथे threads नाही आहेत. Here the threads are not there. This is the landing part. Here it is wall support. So center to center of wall you have taken. Okay, center to center means what? Don't consider zero point 0.4 and zero point 0.4 over here. Effective span means you don't know the concept. In DCS1 you have learned. You have to take the center of support. Okay, center to center from the support you should measure the distance. So half of the width of this side plus half of the width of this support you have to take. Okay, so do the calculation in that way. So now here here see, don't consider this part, this is your landing part. This 1.5 meter is your landing part. इथं कुठलंही ट्रेड नाही आहे, यहाँ पे ट्रेड नहीं है. So number of trades we are calculating and we are talking about AB. So in this portion of AB the trades are given. So the length of this portion is 2 meter. Again don't consider this wall thickness. Okay, क्योंकि wall thickness पे ट्रेड नहीं आते हैं, वो सपोर्ट के लिए है. तो ट्रेड कहाँ से स्टार्ट हो गया आपके, यहाँ से पॉइंट ए से, और कहाँ पे खत्म होंगे, पॉइंट बी पे. सो ए टू बी कितना डिस्टेंस है, 2 मीटर. ओके, सो नाउ हियर it is 2 meter, so it is 2000 divided by 250. So it is 25 8 are 200 now. So 8 numbers, 8 number of trades are there. तो यहाँ पे जो ये ट्रेड्स है 1 2 3 4 5 6 हमने ड्रॉ किए, यहाँ पे कितने होने चाहिए, 8. सो ए बी में अगर 8 है तो सी डी में भी कितने होंगे, 8. सो 8 प्लस 8 टोटल 16 हो गए ए बी और सी डी मिला के. अभी बी सी का हमने फाइंड आउट नहीं किया है, सो वी हैव नॉट फाइंड आउट फॉर बी सी, ओनली वी आर फाइंडिंग आउट फॉर ए बी. सो इन ए बी वी हैव गॉट 8 ट्रेड्स. देन अगेन कैलकुलेट द नंबर ऑफ राइजर्स. Number of risers. So number of risers is equal to in flight AB. In flight AB is equal to number of trades plus 1. It is 9 numbers. 9 risers will be there. 9 risers will be there. So यहाँ पे कहाँ का किसका काम खत्म हुआ अभी, AB. Okay. So we have calculated number of risers and number of trades for AB only. AB means AB and CD are the same. Now we will look for the BC. Okay, here also you can write effective length of flights AB and CD, number of trades in flight AB and CD, number of risers in flight AB and CD. That also you can do over here, no problem. So now after this, effective length effective length of flight BC, which is equal to, now again we need to calculate the effective length. See again, what will be the effective length. इसका सेंटर लेना है 400 का सेंटर, 400 का सेंटर मतलब 200, so 0.2. यहाँ का 400, इसका भी सेंटर लेना है, तो सेंटर मतलब कितना हुआ, 0.2 अगेन. ओके, सो 0.2 plus 1.5 for this landing plus 1.5 for this going length plus 1.5. So 1.5 into 3 it is 4.5. Here it is 0.2, so it is 4.7. Here again it is 0.2, so it is 4.9. Okay, so it is 4.9. So I will write here 0.2 plus 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 0.2. It is 4.9 meter, which is 4900 mm. Okay. Now again calculate number of trades in flight BC. Number of trades in flight BC. Number of trades in flight BC. How many number of trades are there? Again see here. Where the trades are provided, trades are started at this point. यहाँ से start होते हैं B point से, और trades कहाँ पे end होते हैं, up to the going length. At point C it gets end, because on both sides, on left hand side as well as on the right hand side, landing is there. So you have to exclude that part of the landing, क्योंकि landing में हम steps नहीं डालते हैं, वहाँ पे trades नहीं होते. So trades कहाँ पे रहेंगे आपके, यहाँ पे रहेंगे. In portion BC the trades will be there. So the length of BC is 1.5 meter. Okay. So flight will be 1.5 means 1500. ये total going length है. This is your total going length. This is your total going length divided by 250 single thread का length. So it is 6 numbers. Then again number of risers in flight DC. How many number of risers? It is 6 plus 1 which is equal to 7. 6 plus 1 which is equal to 7. So total staircase में कितने riser और कितने tread हो गए? So if I calculate the total number of treads, it will be 8 plus 8, 16, 16 plus 6, 22. 22 treads will be there. How many risers are there? 9 plus 9, it is 18. 18 plus 7, 25. ऐसा आएगा ना? Total number of risers and total number of treads. Here we have calculated this. Okay. Now we will move further. Now we will assume the depth of the slab as we have assumed earlier. Just 1 minute. Just one. Okay. So here assume. Now we will do the depth calculation. So assume depth of slab as 40 mm per meter length. Okay. So now two lengths are there. See here. First we are having the AB flight, its effective length is 3.9 meter. Then BC flight, its effective length is 4.9 meter. So we will go with the greatest length. Okay. For the safety, we will go with the greatest length. Therefore, overall depth capital D is equal to, it is 40 into 4.9. How much it is? 196. Okay, 196 mm. So we'll round up this depth and we will round it to 200 mm. Okay, so this is the depth. Now we need to calculate the effective depth. So for that, again assume. So assuming 10 mm, 10 mm bar diameter and clear cover of 15 mm. A clear cover of 15 mm. Therefore, effective depth small d, which is equal to overall depth minus clear cover minus half of bar diameter. So it is this 520 180. It is 180 mm. Okay. So your overall depth is 200 mm and your effective depth is 180 mm. Okay. So now first of all, we will design flight BC and then we will design flight AB, because BC flight is having more length, so naturally the bending moment will be more on that BC flight. Second thing is, for BC, if you see the span BC, if you see this BC, here there is a landing on both the sides. Here also landing is there, here landing also there, here is also landing there. So we have to draw the diagram. First we will calculate the load which is acting on this BC, and then we will draw the loading diagram, and then we will draw SFD and BMD of this. Okay. So here dead load of west slab, dead load of west slab, or you can say weight of slab, meaning is same. So our overall depth is 0.2 into, then here it is under root r square plus t square. Yesterday I have told you about this. Under root r square plus t square, r is 0.15 square plus t square, t is 0.25 square, whole divided by trade, that is 0.25, and into the density of concrete, that is 25. Let me know the answer. 5.83. Okay, so the answer is 5.83 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so this is the answer. Now next thing is dead load of steps or weight of steps. Okay, you can say weight of steps, weight of slabs, or dead load of steps, dead load of slabs. Okay, so it will be r by 2. R is the riser, r by 2 into 25. Let me know the answer. R by 2 into 25. 1.875. 1.875 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so floor finish is not given in the problem, so we will assume the floor finish. Okay, so here I will write floor finish. We will assume the floor finish as 1 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, floor finish is equal to, here it is, assume 1 kilonewton per meter square. Whatever you are assuming, you should mention that. So it will be 1 into 1, which is equal to 1 kilonewton per meter, because we have considered width as a 1 meter. Then live load. Live load. So here the office building is given. Okay, so commercial building is given. So we need to assume the live load 5 kilonewton per meter square. These standards already given to you in last lecture. So it is 5 into 1, which is equal to 5 kilonewton per meter. This is the live load. Okay. Then after this, calculate the total load. Do the addition and let me know the total load. 5.83, 1.875, 1.875 plus 1 plus 5. 13.70, 13.705 kilonewton per meter. Now this is the total load. Calculate the ultimate load. Ultimate load is equal to 1.5 into 13.705. 20.56, 20.56 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so this is the load on going length of BC. Okay, this is the load what we have calculated, this 20. This load will act on from point B to point C, that we have calculated. Now we need to calculate what is the load on these landings. Landing is 1.5 by 1.5, 1.5 by 1.5, that is the landing. So that load we have to calculate here. So here you need to calculate the load on landing separately. Okay, so I will write here load on landing. So in some books the load on landing it is taken as half of the ultimate load, and in some other books we are actually calculate the load on landing slab. So this landing is nothing but this is also a landing slab. What is the depth of this slab? Whatever is the depth of the staircase, that will be the depth of the slab. So depth of the slab, overall depth of the slab is 200. Okay, so we can calculate that load also. So it is 0.2 into 25. So what is the load? It is 5 kilonewton per meter. It is 5 kilonewton per meter. So this is the load on landing slab. So see, now if you come to this diagram, now see these arrows carefully. I will use some different color. Okay, this color. So if you see this BC, okay, so from the center here will be the support for the BC. Here will be the support. Okay, and if I show you the simple line diagram over here, how is the loading diagram of BC? Then this is BC. Here it is your point B. No, not it is B. Here is the support. Here is the support. Okay, and now your UDL is there. UDL is from point B to point C. So your UDL is somewhere here. This is the UDL. And this is your point B. Here it is your point C. And this load, it is your 20.55 or 56, whatever you have calculated, kilonewton per meter. And apart from this, here will be the load on this landing slab. Okay, on both the sides. And this load on the landing slab, it is 5 kilonewton per meter, just we have calculated. Here it is also 5 kilonewton per meter. Okay, now if you find out the dimension, see this is 1.5 meter, this is 1.5 meter. ओके, इतपर्यंत आला तुम्ही समजा, हे ये इतना जो है ये 1.5 है, उसके आगे का लेफ्ट साइड का कितना होगा? तो यहाँ से यहाँ तक, इस पॉइंट तक 1.5 होगा. ओके, बट योर सपोर्ट इज एट द सेंटर ऑफ दिस वॉल. We always consider center to center distance. So here it is 400. सो 0.4 मीटर, सो 0.4 का हाफ कितना हुआ 0.2, सो ये कितना होगा 1.5 प्लस 0.2, सो दिस डिस्टेंस विल बी 1.7। सो ये जो डिस्टेंस होगा यहाँ से इस सपोर्ट तक, दिस विल बी 1.7 मीटर, and same thing is there on that side also. From here up to this point, this distance is 1.7. Okay, so we were drawing the diagram. So I will draw the line diagram for this. Now hope you understood the things. So here the support, here is also one more support, then in between somewhere here is your point B and somewhere here is your point C, and in between point B to point C your UDL is there, and I think the magnitude of this UDL is 20.56 kilonewton per meter. Okay, this is the magnitude, and then on this remaining part also the UDL is acting. This is the load on landing. This is also, this is 5 kilonewton per meter. Here it is also 5 kilonewton per meter. Okay. Now if I write the dimensions, here up to this point it is 1.5 meter. This is 1.5 meter. The next, from this point up to here, from here to here, it is 1.5 plus 0.2. This is 1.7 meter. This is also 1.7 meter. Is it clear now? Once you cleared with the diagram, then only there is a point in drawing SF and BM. See here, there is no direct formula like dog-legged staircase, WL square by 8, and that's it. It is not the case because the condition is not like that. In the dog-legged staircase, two supports are there at the ends and UDL is there throughout the span. On landing also we consider the same UDL. That is why it is WL square by 8. But here in the open well staircase, in this slide BC, now you are seeing that on the left hand side on as well as on the right hand side the landing is there. So we have calculated the load on the landing also, and that load we have taken. Now for this type of diagram there is no direct formula to calculate SF and BM, so we have to calculate by our regular method. Okay, so first of all let me know, is there any difficulty in this loading diagram, whatever we have drawn over here? Anybody is having any difficulty in this? Yes, no? Okay, I hope now it is understood to you. So similar things will be there. So similar things will be there. Load on landing, it is very easy now. See, ये तुमची staircase आहे अशी. Okay, this is your staircase. Here the steps will be there. Okay, and then the landing slab is there. Okay, ह्याचं जेव्हा तुम्ही वेट काढता तेव्हा काय करता तुम्ही, डेप्थ घेता स्लॅबची. डेप्थ इंटू क्या करते हो आप, इंटू 25 इंटू हियर अंडर रूट आर स्क्वायर प्लस टी स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाई टी. ये फैक्टर क्यों आता है, क्योंकि ये जो स्लैब है ये इंक्लाइन स्लैब है. दिस इज द इंक्लाइन स्लैब, this is inclined at an angle what, theta. That is why this factor comes into the picture. But when you talk about the landing slab, now this is your landing slab, this is horizontal. आपने कहीं देखा है क्या लैंडिंग इंक्लाइन है? landing is not inclined slab, it is always the horizontal slab. So for the horizontal slab, how to calculate the weight? It is d into 25. That's it. आंसर ये जो फैक्टर है ये फैक्टर यहाँ पे नहीं आएगा. क्यों नहीं आएगा? बिकॉज दिस स्लैब इज द इंक्लाइन स्लैब. दिस वी कॉल्ड इट एज अ वेस्ट स्लैब. दिस इज वेस्ट स्लैब. So this is incline and this slab is incline. Okay, that is why this factor comes over here. This slab is not inclined. This is horizontal slab. This is horizontal. So simply it is d into 25. This term will get eliminated over here. Okay, so here what is our overall depth? Our overall depth is 0.2 into density is 25. So it is zero point 0.2 into 25, it is 5 kilonewton per meter. Why? Because here multiplied by 1 is there, because 1 is the width. We have assumed, we are everywhere we will assume while designing the slab the width is 1 meter. Okay, so that is what I am telling. Load on landing. Is it clear now? Load on landing. This is the load on west slab. D into 25 into this r square t square term will be there. Why this term is there? Because this angle is theta and it is inclined. It is sec theta. This term is nothing but sec theta. Okay, and here if you see the landing slab, this landing slab, it is the horizontal. It is perfectly horizontal. It is inclined at an angle of 0 degree. So that is why it is d into 25. It is d into 25. So d is your depth. It is zero point 0.2 into 25. Okay, is it clear now? Is it clear? Is it clear? Roll number 56. You have asked that question now. How the load on landing? Is it clear? Okay. So now I will erase this part. Here, okay. So now let us assume that this is our point. काय म्हणायचं याला? Reaction R M. This is RM. This is RN. These are the points M and N. So calculate the value of the reactions first. Okay. Take the moment of all the forces. Summation M about N is equal to 0. All clockwise moments are positive, anti-clockwise moments are negative. So first we will start from this Rm. So Rm is moving upward, reaction Rm into what is the distance? 1.7 plus 1.5 plus 1.7. It is 4.9. Okay. As it is moving up, it will rotate in clockwise direction. This reaction will rotate in clockwise direction about 10. Then next is the 5 kilonewton per meter. So first of all, we need to convert this UDL into the point load. So what is the area of this? So it is 5 into 1.7. Okay, and it will act at the center of this 1.7. So here it is, this term is plus, then again next term is 5 into 1.7. This is the conversion of UDL into the point load. 5 into 1.7 rectangular load. So area, length into breadth. 5 into 1.7 into, okay, so now we need to multiply it by the distance. What is the distance? From point N we should calculate the distance. So it is 1.7 plus 1.5. How much it is? 1.7 plus 1.5, it is 3.2. 3.2 up to point B from point N. So it is acting at the center of this. It will act at the center of this through the CG. So 0.7, 1.7. So 1.7 by 2. How much it is? 1.7 by 2 is 0.85. So it is 0.85 plus 1.5 plus 1.7. So the distance will be 4.05. Okay. So the distance will be 4.05 and it is moving down, so it will rotate. It is going down So it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. It will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Minus. Again similarly for this UDL also. For this UDL again it is moving down, so rotate in anti-clockwise direction. It is 20.56 into 1.5. This is conversion of UDL into the point load. The conversion of UDL into the point load, and that point load will act at the center of this 1.5. So center of this 1.5, so from center up to point C, the distance will be 1.5 by 2. Okay, so it is 0.75, and from C point to N point the distance is 1.7. So it is 1.7 plus 0.75. How much it is? 1.7 plus 0.75. So it is 2.45, I think. Do the calculation. 2.45. Just check it. Is it right or wrong? Okay, correct. So 2.45. Then last one is this UDL. So again minus 5 into 1.7 into 1.7 by 2. So it is 0.85. All this equated to 0. So solve this and let me know the value of reaction at point N. Let me know the value of the reaction. This is 23.92. Okay. So Rm is 23.92 kilonewton. So if you see closely observe the beam carefully, this is the symmetric beam. Okay, see on this side 1.7, 1.7 loading symmetry is also there. Everything is symmetric. Types of support is also same. Okay, so therefore the another reaction Rn, it should be also 23.92 kilonewton. Okay, check it, or if you want you can apply summation Fy equal to 0, you will get the same answer. Summation Fy equal to 0, if you apply you will get the same answer. Okay, now see what we want. We want to calculate the maximum bending moment. Okay, so where we will get the maximum bending moment? Can anybody tell me where we will get the maximum bending moment? In this beam, where the bending moment is maximum? How you calculate the maximum bending moment? The bending moment is maximum where the shear force is 0. Okay, so the bending moment is maximum where the shear force is 0. So what we will do, first we will draw the shear force diagram. After that we will calculate the maximum bending moment. Okay, so to draw the shear force diagram, I will project these lines. So while teaching you the SOM, when you were in the second year, I think I have told you how the directly we can draw the shear force diagram. Some rules also I have told you at that time. Okay, so now take the calculator in one hand and start directly drawing the shear force diagram. Here there are no points are reserved for the SF and BM diagrams. Just we want the values. So we have to do it in shortcut and fast. Okay, so take the calculator in the hand and now go with our conventional method. First of all, this Rm, what is the value of this? 23.92. It is moving up or down? It is moving up. So plot the shear force on the upside. It is moving up. So here you can plot 23 point. Here the value is 23.92. The value is 23.92. Now the next thing, from this point up to the point B, there is a UDL. So on calculator type 23.92 and press equal to button. Okay, 23.92 and equal to button. Okay, then next, when you move further from M to B, just before point B, there is a UDL and it is downward and its intensity is 5 kN per meter and its span is 1.7. It is moving down, so minus. It is moving down, so minus, and then convert this UDL into the point load. So how it is 5 into 1.7 area. So the value is 15.42. So your next value is 15.42. So here somewhere the value will be there. Okay. So this value, it is 15.42. Okay. So now next, moving further, after this at point B, from B to C, again UDL is there. Again UDL, and it is again downward UDL. Again it is a downward UDL. So minus again. What is the intensity? 20.56. Intensity is 20.56. And what is the span? 1.5. Okay, so convert this UDL into the point load. 25.56 into 1.5 and minus. The answer is minus 45 point. It is minus 45 point, 15.42. So here somewhere it will connect. This is again 15.42. Okay. Again, now you come up to the point C. Now from C to D also there is a UDL and which is moving down. So what is the value of this UDL? Again it is going down, so minus 5 into 1.7. It is minus 23.92. It is minus 23.92. So here. So it is verified. Okay, last value is your reaction. Okay. So now where is the shear force 0? At this point. At this point the shear force is 0. Okay. Now we want to calculate this point with respect to M or either with respect to N, where what is the distance of this. So what we will do now, we will assume, let this distance be x. From here the distance is x from point B. So if this total is 1.5, BC is 1.5, and if from B this distance is x, then this remaining distance will be 1.5 minus x. 1.5 minus x. Okay. So now if you consider these two triangles, these two are the right angle similar triangles. These are the similar triangles. Okay, how they are similar? One angle is 90 degree, one angle is 90 degree. This is the opposite angle, so it should be same. Okay, so these two triangles are similar by AA test, angle test. Okay, now if similar triangles are having their sides in proportion, so we are going to take the ratio of the sides. So first of all, this side, what is this? It is 15.42 divided by this side, it is x. X must be equal to or in proportion with. Now this side, it is again 15.42 divided by this, it is 1.5 minus x. Okay, so therefore x is equal to 0.75. Okay, this is 0.75 meter from which point? from point B. Okay, so this X, this is 0.75 meter. Okay, but what is the distance from point M? Distance from point M, this distance, how much it is? Just add here 1.7. Okay, so 0.75 plus 1.7, how much it is? It is 2.45. Okay, this is 2.45. So from M at a distance of 2.45 meter, you will get the maximum bending moment. Okay, so go to the main diagram now. On this main diagram, at a distance of 2.45, so this is 1.7 plus 1.5, how much it is? 3.2. So 2.45 will be somewhere here. Okay, and draw this section line. This is the section, we can say YY, and this distance is 2.45 meter. So at this distance you will get the maximum bending moment. Okay, so the maximum bending moment at section YY is equal to, what is the bending moment now? Either you can consider the right hand side equilibrium or left hand side equilibrium. So we will go with the left hand side equilibrium. Then if you see the left hand side equilibrium, on the left hand side a reaction is there, a UDL is there of 5 kilonewton and another half UDL is there of 20 kilonewton, 20.56. So that we need to consider. So first RM, what is the value of RM? It is 23.92. It is moving upwards, so plus 23.92 into the distance from section. How much is this? This is 2.45. Okay, then again minus this 5 kilonewton is moving down. Minus, first convert this UDL into the point load. 5 into 1.7. Okay, into, what is the distance from this section? What is the distance? So it will act at the center, that is 1.7 by 2, that is 0.85, but this total is 2.45. So it should be 2.45 minus 0.85. That will be the distance. It is 1.6. Okay, so this distance is 1.6. Then again this UDL. So again it is moving down, so minus 20.56 UDL into the point load. Okay, so UDL into the point load. So now what is the thing is that this much of UDL we need to consider. See, this much is the span of UDL. एवढा span is a UDL चा. So how much is this span? How much is this span? So this is total 2.45. This is 1.7. So it will be 2.45 minus 1.7. So how much it is? 0.75. So this distance will be 0.75 meter. This is 0.75 meter. So now I will write here 0.56 into 0.75. This is the conversion of UDL into the point load, and it will act at the center of this 0.75. It will act at the center of this 0.75. So it is 0.375 distance, 0.75 into 2 divided by 2. Sorry. So this is your bending moment at section YY. Okay. So the bending moment at 2.45 meter. What is the answer? What is the answer? $39.22. Others, please do check the answer. Okay, 39.22 correct answer. Okay. So this is the maximum bending moment. For this bending moment, we have to design. We have to do the design. Okay. Now 39.22. Now take the check for depth. Okay. Now take the check for depth. We need to take the check for depth whether the provided depth is sufficient or not. Check for depth. So here equate maximum bending moment to moment of resistance. So what is the maximum bending moment? It is 39.22 into 10 to the power 6, which is equal to MR 0.138. We will use Fe415. FCK D required square. So just put the values 39.22 into 10 raised to 6, which is equal to 0.138 into FCK is 20 into B is 1000 into D required square. Now calculate the value of D required, depth required. What is the required depth? One 119.2. So 119 say 120 mm. Okay, so and what we have provided? How much we have provided? 180 mm, no? So D required effective depth 120 mm is less than D provided, which is 180 mm. Hence safe. Hence it is safe. Okay. Okay. So now the steel calculation is there. That steel calculation we will take in the next lecture. Okay. So drop your roll number into the chat box. Today we will stop over here.